In this video, I am working on the doors, primarily on the aluminum door skins. I'm stripping them down, cleaning them up, getting them to bare metal. Do a little bit of panel beating, and towards the end of the video, I'm doing some aluminum welding. It's actually brazing, so stick around to the end and see how that works out for me. And yeah, enjoy. Welcome back. I've been a little bit lazy the last couple of weeks. I haven't been too motivated to get out here working on Dolly, but I'm going to get back at it. I did get my new computer set up and working, so I got that done. I did do a little bit of sandblasting. I might show you a little clip of that, but not a lot. Today what I want to do is start stripping the doors and the fenders and getting some of the old paint off. I want to see what the aluminum skin on the doors looks like once I get them stripped down. Run my hand over this. I can feel it's not as smooth as I thought. It's got a good dent in there. Well, I'll bring you around just a second here. I can kind of see a shadow in here that looks like it was a spot of body filler or something. I don't know if I can get it in the reflection just right, but there was something going on in through here for sure. And I can feel it very uneven across here. I can also see, again, I can just get that in the glare, and you can see there's a bit of a dip in here. So anyway, I'm going to strip that down, see what I've got underneath it for body filler, because I think there's some, and then decide where to go from there. I do plan on sandblasting the steel frame. Once I get the aluminum all cleaned up, then I'll mask it off, and I'll sandblast the shell of the door. Yeah, well, that's what I'm working on. What I plan on using is this circa 1850 paint and varnish remover. We'll see how that works out. This is the heavy body, so it's more of a gel, and I'll brush that on, and then I think I'll lay a garbage bag over it, a plastic bag, to keep it moist, maybe for an hour or two, and then scrape it off. There's my new computer. It looks like something for a teenager, but the gaming computers have got more power, good video card in them, so that's the way I went for my video processing. But no, I'm not a gamer. Okay, you can see quite clearly that this is there's a lot of I'm not sure if that's high build primer, but definitely it's definitely quite thick there. I don't know. It doesn't look like body filler to me, so. Okay, I hope I've got this positioned so you can see it. I've got the outside of the door stripped now. I've been doing some hammer and dolly work on it. If you watch the stripping part, you saw that I took out probably an 1/8 of an inch or more of body filler off of this area here, and I had quite a ridge across here where the lip had been bent down a bit. I've worked that out, and it's actually looking fairly good right now. I don't think I'm going to have to put the same amount of filler back in again, for sure. That flange has to be worked on a little bit yet. There's a few little dents that I still have to work out, but I've got the bigger ones worked out already. It's feeling an awful lot better than it did as far as smoothness. So I'll keep working at that, and my goal is to be able to prime it, and then with the epoxy, and then the high build primer, and block it out without having to add filler. That's the ultimate goal. Whether or not that is possible, I don't know if I'm that good, but that's what I'm aiming for. Now, when I flip it over, I haven't done anything to clean up the backside yet, but I just wanted to show you when I was working on the aluminum skin. You see, the inside shell of the door is all steel, so there's definitely some rust I got to get off of there. I'm going to mask off the aluminum, and as well as inside the door, mask off the aluminum, and then I'm going to sandblast and get it all cleaned up that way. The inside of that aluminum skin is pretty good. It's got a good paint surface on it. I think I'm only going to wash that up, clean it up. I'm going to protect it from the sandblasting, and it'll be fine. I did want to show you, though, a lot of the dings that were in that door that just got filled last time around, I think was probably because of these braces inside the door. So I pulled out, there was a felt pad tucked in underneath each of these. So I pulled those out, and then I just took an old bracket that came off of my boat trailer, actually, when I converted it into a flatbed. But I've put a little bit of a curvature in it, cut off the flange on the one side, and now I can slip it underneath that. It's a little bit more curved than the outer skin, but that's okay. And then I can jam just about anything underneath it so it'll hold tight. And then I can flip it over and, just gently massage the outer skin. So I just keep moving that around. Obviously, where it's out in the open, I can use a proper dolly. I've just got a simple bodywork set, and but yeah, I'm getting pretty close. I'm happy with the results. I'm going to keep going a little bit more, and yeah, so I'll probably come back when I've got all that done, and maybe when I've got it masked off and I'm doing the sandblasting, I'll record a little bit of that. I also did some other sandblasting in the cabinet, just a few other bits and pieces. I'll give you a little clip of that. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. Okay, so I've been working some of these spots. Right now I'm working this spot right here. I can feel I've actually got it a little bit high at the moment, I think. But I'm going to start off by just putting a little bit of guide coat on. That should be enough, I think. I'll let that dry, and then I'll try and scuff it a little bit with a sanding block and check out the high spots. I'll be back. Okay, so it's very easy to see my high points. I've still got a little bit of a divot, a little bit of a low point right in the middle of that, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to get that out of there. I'm going to try again. Biggest problem. Okay, in an effort to quit procrastinating and get on with the project, I've got the body just temporarily nested over top of the chassis. It is still on the rotisserie. It's just trying to make a bit more room in here. And I'm going to put the tarps back up, and got a nice big space now, and I've got to get on and do some more sandblasting and get the fenders and the doors and the bonnet and the boot lid, get all that stuff cleaned up. Anyway, working on it. Okay, I've been fighting with this door. The paint stripper took off the outside layer just fine. It wouldn't touch the original red paint. And then I used the ethyl methyl ketone, and that just dissolved the original red, but it wouldn't touch this primer. So I'm going to try again. I've got a paper towel on there. I'm going to soak that with the ethyl methyl ketone and cover it up. And then at the other end, I'm going to put on some more of the furniture, the paint stripper. And both of them, I'm going to cover it with the plastic and let them stay on there for a bit and see what happens. I don't know if anybody's got any other suggestions, but that original gray primer must be some kind of an epoxy. I don't know what it is, but it is tough. Anyway, keep working at it. Okay, so no luck getting the filler or the original primer off chemically, so I've had to resort to taking it off mechanically. Okay, So I've got the door stripped. I still have some to work on the top there. But this is the part that scares me a little bit. Now I have got to see if I can get that clean enough to actually weld that edge. I'm going to have to take the hinges off, clean up the underside of that, try and clean inside that fold as best I can, and see if I can get some aluminum brazing rod to stick in there. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I'm just doing a little bit at a time. I certainly did a little better there than I was doing before. I don't know. Keep going. This time, I opted not to use the dark goggles. It doesn't get that bright with the aluminum. It's not like the glowing hot steel. And yeah, I could see a lot better what I was doing. So anyway, I'll keep going and see where I end up. I don't know. I'm still getting some sagging and drooping of the aluminum panel. I'm not sure what's going to happen when I grind that down. I can see some nastiness going on over here. Certainly laying it on there a whole lot better, but I'm how well that's going to show up. But you can see that's where there was that chunk missing of the aluminum. So I'm going to try and fill that in, but I'm going to continue on first, try and get to the other end, and then I'm going to put it on the flat, and then try and lay some aluminum down in there. And same thing over here where it's sagged. I now have a gap there. You can see the steel behind it. And so I got to try and fill those two spots in. It's looking a little nicer the way I'm laying it down, but I really don't know if I'm getting good I don't know if I'd call it penetration, but attachment. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep going. I have to be really careful where I'm pointing my torch when I'm pulling it away, because I point it towards that camera and that could be an expensive mistake. One thing that I am finding is that while I'm heating up the base metal, if I just warm up the rod a little bit, so it hopefully doesn't take as much time to get it to melt in, but I don't want to okay, bring it back in. Very good close up. Couple of spots of concern. You can see right in here, the metal sagged and ran away. It was probably extremely thin. There's some of these spots where they were doing grinding before and it was super, super thin. But I'm going to try and lay some more aluminum rod in there, and this spot over here as well. I got to lay a little in. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen when I'm laying it in there on top of the steel, because the black you can see in there is part of the steel shell. And I also don't think I have a good bond right in here. I can see a hairline crack right through there. So I'm going to try and correct that. Fill those two spots in. And then I guess I got to grind it away and see what I've got left. So we'll set you back over here. You should be able to see what I'm doing a little bit, maybe. Clean that up a bit again too. Now I'm afraid there's a good chance when I heat this up, all the other stuff will fall away from it. I wonder if I shouldn't try to do it on a bit of an angle. Okay, I've got it sitting on a bit of an angle there now. So, yeah, hopefully that'll improve the flow a little bit. We'll see what happens. Kind of hard to control that stuff. I got a real mess, but we'll see how it cleans up with a bit of grinding, and yeah, keep your fingers crossed for me. Running out of battery, and I don't think I had that running while I was doing the grinding, but I've kind of got it. It's still very low right in here, and obviously this edge, the line isn't quite right. I've got to hammer that up a bit, and I don't know what's going to happen when I do that. But anyway, so far it just might work. Okay, now you can see on here, it's not real pretty yet. I do have it ground down, and it looks like it's not bad. I have to straighten out that edge, and anyway, we'll see if that brazing holds together when I start working it a little bit. I think I've got one spot right in there that I need to maybe add a little bit of brazing to. But all in all, I'm thinking it might work. I also made myself a slapper, just a piece of flat bar that I bent up and kind of polished the underside. And so now maybe I can up my skills a little bit and see if I can't get these panels straightened right out. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this video up here. I haven't put a video out in almost a month. Coming up, I still got some work to do on these. I've ordered myself a sandbag and weight bag, both a handheld one and a bigger one for doing some panel beating. And I think some of these areas, the combination of the slapper and the soft dolly behind it, I should be able to massage them a little bit and get them flatter. But anyway, we'll see how this holds up when I start beating on it. Be sure to, if you enjoyed the video, like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. It will help me out greatly. And come on back and see how this holds up when I start beating on it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Take care.